It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day.
Hey yo, what up? What up? This your boy JD Jones. I'm one of your hosts here at Neighborhood Talk.
And I'm Mocca on the block, the other host.
Mocca on the block. What's the deal with you over there tonight?
Just studying for my exams. What you up to?
I'm over here chilling. About to try not to knock one of my kids out if I'm being transparent, but
Hey, gotcha.
I'm happy you over there being smart. You already know how we come in at Neighborhood Talk. Here at Neighborhood Talk, we want to welcome all of our listeners and supporters around the world, but allow us to introduce ourselves. We are the newest, latest, and soon to be most influential Web3 platform to ever exist.
And I want to let y'all know, like, if you don't know much about Neighborhood Tales, I'll give you a little info. Neighborhood Tales is an NFT collection of 10,000 survivors from the Liberty Owl experiments conducted by Steven Caesar Press and GenMod Inc. 10,000 patriarchs and matriarchs from various diverse neighborhoods in Liberty Owl have escaped the clutches of GenMod Inc. and fled to the outskirts of Liberty Owl. They'll remain there until their offspring are born, at which point they'll band together in an effort to recapture Liberty Owl and then overthrow Caesar. As far as the gameplay, you own everything in Liberty Owl from weapons to real estate and vehicles. And the grand scheme of it all, you do not want to miss out on it.
Beautiful said, Mocha. Yo, not only is this our space to display our newest and latest projects, such as Neighborhood Tales, as Mocha shared, but we share our space with the dopest guests, and tonight happens to be no exception. Hey, Mocha, let our listeners know around the world who we have the privilege of hosting tonight.
Yeah, we have the co-founder of Metaversity, Harsha. Let the people know where you're from. You there?
I think Harsha might be having some technical difficulties, but I can see I'm muted. Let us know if you can hear us by throwing 100 up or something, man, for us.
Oh, he exit
Okay,
out. You gonna come
pop
back
back
in?
in. Yeah, so about them kids, Mocha. No, I'm just.
Yo, man, they be making you.
You try to teach them everything blockchain technology. All they want to do is, tell you what they know. I don't know. It's
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you,
harsh.
Harsha.
All right. Nice, nice.
Am I saying that
Yeah,
correctly?
Harsha, that's it. Thank you all so much for
Gotcha.
having me on right now. It's an honor. Just want to talk about Web3, everything we got going on. So a little bit about me. I'm currently in my last year at Georgia Tech, so I'm from Atlanta. Just building Web3, connecting with that network out here with the students and everyone that's interested. So what we got going on with Metaversity is just essentially, Web3 platform, just trying to change the future of education with blockchain. There's a lot of problems that we have right now with our current education where, it's kind of difficult to create blockchain-based applications with education. So what we're trying to do is put blockchain in our technology in three ways. So you can enter our platform with our access passes. So not only do you get lifetime access, but you also get to trade and commoditize that asset, which we haven't seen before. Once you get into our platform, we have a learn to earn reward system where, the more you interact with the courses, the more you get educated, you get rewarded that you can now trade those in for different rewards such as merch and physical items. And then the best part that I like to say is once you complete the courses, you actually get validated blockchain-based certification. Whereas usually you just get a PDF or some sort of piece of paper, but now we're using the blockchain validating all our assets. So that's what we got going on.
Yo, that's nice. I like the way that you validate it. Like, do you have your own ledger within that?
Yeah, so we're actually trying to build on a layer two right now where all these assets are pretty much connected to your user profile. So let's say you finish a course, you'll get a soulbound token. as a form of certification, just attached to that, saying, "Hey, congrats, you finished this blockchain course, or you finished this content creation course, or whatever it happens to be."
Oh, that's real nice because they actually are looking to see if they can do that for everybody's education. Because it's anybody can say, "Hey, I went to this school," but they're trying to like figure out how they can put it on a blockchain to like show like, "Hey, this person really did go here." So that's a nice touch that you're doing.
So,
Yeah, hopefully in the future, it gets to that point where we're actually blockchain basing our databases. That'd be insane. So
Yeah.
I love it. Yo, Harsha, man, pleasure to have you here on Neighborhood Talk. You came in hot, man, dropping some knowledge. So I mean, I'm gonna go off topic, man, if you don't mind. Not a,
for
not a.
sure, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, not off topic, but off my script. But okay. So let's say I'm talking to my cousin, right, who has no idea about the value of this blockchain certification that you get when you finish your course. I mean, how would I explain the value of that to them versus the PDF that you mentioned, if you don't mind?
Yeah, for sure. So I think the biggest thing with, explaining that is just showing people that, if I got a PDF saying, "Oh, I finished this, like Microsoft Azure certification," or some random topic, you'd usually just get a PDF printout. So I could, go to Adobe, change my name on that PDF and just say that it's mine. That kind of invalidates the fact that someone actually worked really hard to go through this course and get this certification, right? So with blockchain, once a transaction is made, it's always on the blockchain. No one can deny it, and it's immutable and exists there, right? So when you're explaining this to people, you could just say, now that it's on the blockchain, Metaversity giving me a certificate, or any company or any course platform giving me a certificate, that transaction is now on the blockchain. It's been verified by several people, and no one can deny it, and no one can copy it. And I think that's the best way to explain the power of blockchain. The fact that we have a decentralized database that anyone can go in and check publicly and verify that these assets exist. So I'd say that's probably the best way to go about that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that is. Because I have so many different scenarios. Like a person would think like, okay, how do I know that it was them? Because but you said that you have user profiles, so somebody can actually go on it and see like, hey, this address is tied to this person, type of thing, is what you're getting at.
Exactly. And like I think this honestly goes like way past, just what Metaversity is doing. I think in general everything is going to eventually become blockchain based, right? Like I think just even this concept, I went to actually NFT London recently to give a talk. That was awesome. And a lot of people, I guess a recurring topic that came up was phygital items. So physical and digital, right? Where
Right.
we're now tokenizing actual ownership of physical items on chain, where let's say you just get like some new drop of some crazy like supreme drop, right? You can now potentially get that as an NFT. That asset is now only owned to you. You're the only one that owns it. And if you want to trade that to someone, you can now trade that on a marketplace such as OpenSea. And then if you want to get that physical item, you can now burn that NFT and get the physical in person in your hand. So we're kind of doing that with our Metaversity merch as well, but I think the application just goes so much beyond this, and I think like the best world is when everything is decentralized and transparent. So
I like that. So, how did you get into Web3?
yeah, so I started, really learning about blockchain and all this technology probably the beginning of last year. I got into actually trading cryptos and NFTs. I'd say August of 2021. And then I got some big wins, big losses, the usual bull market shenanigans. So we just started learning about all that stuff, and I kind of realized that a lot of these projects and stuff aren't really providing valuable utility and aren't really bringing together a community. They're just throwing something out there just to make some money and don't really care about what's going on. So I think the stuff like, what y'all are doing with Neighborhood Tales, what we're doing with Metaversity is, I just realized like, we got to create actual valuable content and actual valuable utility with blockchain. So that's when me and my co-founders decided to, go into this. I've always been passionate about education. I've tutored for local low-income area students in Atlanta that can't afford education and tutoring. So I just thought, you know what? Education hasn't really been a niche that's broken into with blockchain and NFT technology. So that's where Metaversity came from, and we've been building ever since.
Love it, man.
Love
Love
it.
it. Yeah. So, Harsha, can you talk to us about, you know, NFTs, right? I know, is there specifically, do you guys educate on NFTs, or let me ask you this. I mean, are you into NFTs? And if so, do you own any?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm very much into NFTs. So I guess like from that start of August last year, I've been getting into a lot of NFTs. I think one of my favorite projects, like couple favorite projects I have are not an NFA, but um I'd say Desperate Ape Wives is a really good one that I like. They really do a lot of brand building collaboration. Meta Legends is another one I really like. They're building an insane game and fully tokenized in-world game that's just awesome. And I think um the biggest thing with these NFTs and this technology, and just for anyone out here that wants to build a community, is the biggest thing is just one, providing valuable utility where people have a clear understanding of, okay, I'm using NFTs, you can get my NFT, you can get into this collection, and here's why you can get in, and here's what value you are going to get. And the second thing is transparency, right? Providing step by step updates and being like, hey, we've built this aspect that we told you we want to build. Here's this value that we're delivering to you. And, just constantly providing updates to your community and just being transparent. I think that's the biggest thing that when it comes to NFT in a community aspect, that's the biggest thing we need to do is, just provide utility and value to people. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I love NFTs.
no, I can tell, man. And I can also tell that you're very passionate about, delivering the value and through education, right? I mean, like you can have
Thank
an
you.
NFT, right? But what's the value of it? Like if you don't know the value of it, is it really valuable?
No, for sure, for sure.
No, I like it. So you touched a little on it. So how did you get the idea of like to start Metaversity?
Yeah, so I think that's the kind of what I was saying before, where I realized that NFT and blockchain technology hasn't really been implemented, with educational space. So me and my co-founders, we realized that this could be used in multiple ways, So like I said, the first way is, providing actual access passes into educational courses. So you'd traditionally, you'd go into a course platform, maybe you'd spend like a couple $100, get that course, and actually we found out that only around 15 to 20% of people end up finishing courses they purchase, right? So usually let's say you spend $500 on a course, you can finish the course, but that's the end of your $500. But NFT technology has allowed us to create assets and commoditize entrances to different places. So now, let's say you spend $200 on an NFT access pass. You can now use this access pass for as long as you want. And once you're done getting that education, you can now sell this to someone else that wants to get this access pass. And I think this hasn't really been done before. And hopefully it's a breakthrough in the edutech space, where you can actually commoditize your entrance to that access. So that's what we really thought of. And we thought, you know what? Let's try to disrupt this industry and create this technology.
Nice,
It's
man.
definitely a great concept.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah. Hey, Harsha, I might get beat up later because I'm always going off script, and Mocha might beat me
you.
up later.
No, I
But
love
here's the
it.
thing: I'm supposed to ask you, how did you get the idea to start Metaversity? I think I understand that the foundation of it is education. I want to know personally, if you don't mind, how
hmm
did the team of Metaversity come about? Mocha and I had a chance to snoop the web page, and we saw the team. Can you talk to us about the team and how that all came about?
Yeah, so the team originally was my other two co-founders, Shrieker and Saikara. So they unfortunately couldn't make it, but they actually came up with this idea. It was originally funny. It is called Collegiate Ape Club. So we originally wanted to, use NFTs to connect blockchain communities at colleges. And then I heard about their idea and I thought, you know what, this is cool, but I think they're thinking in a little too small of a scope. So I initially actually joined on as a project manager, just building the community and doing everything. But I think Shrieker and Sai slowly realized that I'd essentially come up with the entire white paper and platform. So they had me join on as a co-founder since I did come up with a lot of that stuff, and we've been building since. So it started as a smaller type of community building project, and we thought, you know what, we could probably impact the entire world with this technology. So that's where we came up with Metaversity, and then we've been building since.
And delivering value through education, man.
Hmm.
That's dope, man. I love it.
Yeah, so this I mean you really haven't said anything about it, but are you into Web3 gaming at all?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, one of those projects I mentioned earlier, Meta Legends, is actually a fully blockchain-based game, where it's an entire virtual game where they have, cars, they have their vehicles, your profiles are NFTs, and I've also at these different conferences I've gone to, NFT New York, NFT London, I've been able to actually experience these games where, they're creating trading card games with assets, that are all blockchain based. I wish games like Fortnite would start getting into that because that would be completely disrupting the industry. But I very much love Web3
Fortnite is
games.
my game.
I know, I know. Imagine you could buy skins on a marketplace and trade that. Like that would be insane and it would promote Web3 so much, but that's their choice. But I guess we kind of took that Web3 gaming, I think the common term is play to earn, right? So that's
Right.
why we took that and we're like, you know what? Why don't we apply this concept and just call it a learn to earn? So we're kind of gamifying our own platform for education to, incentivize people to actually care to learn and get value from that.
Yeah, that's a little about what Neighborhood Tales is doing as well.
Hmm.
So maybe we can see about collabing in the future with
Yeah.
our audience and how you teach audiences so well about Web3 and learn to earn and things of that nature.
Yep, for sure.
I love it. I love it. I mean, just to piggyback off that Harsha, like, so how much do you believe in the integration of traditional gaming, like traditional Fortnite gaming, whether it's on a Xbox system or a PlayStation system, and that integration to blockchain? Like, do you believe that'll happen, or like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I kind of been hearing this term a lot recently. It's called Web 2.5.
Okay.
Not sure if
I
y'all
heard
have
that
heard that.
too.
Yeah, so I think honestly that's going to be the future of blockchain integration with our existing technology. We're also kind of going for that too. I think the best example of Web 2.5 is Reddit, where, and I guess Starbucks too, where, these are traditional massive Web 2 corporations that are trying to integrate in Web 3, but they realize the biggest problem with Web 3 is, if people like us or people that are trying to get into the Web3 like us are trying to get in, they need to, get onto Coinbase or some other type of platform, exchange, get money, transfer that money into Ethereum or whatever network they're trying to build on, get a non-custodial wallet or get a MetaMask. Then they have to transfer that to MetaMask and then they have to purchase that NFT. And I think what these big brands are realizing is that's such a tedious process that, they just want to be able to get on the platform, understand the technology to its limited extent, and just enjoy the benefits of it. So I think that's definitely the future where, like even right now, like we're using the internet, right? But we don't really mention, oh, I'm using an internet application. Like
Yeah.
that just sounds funny, right? So I think that's honestly the future of blockchain and Web3 integration.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
so proud to be a part of Neighborhood Tales. I mean, we're doing what Fortnite isn't doing, right, Mocha?
Hmm.
Yeah, of course. But yeah. So what did you do before you got into Web3? I know you said that you're graduating Georgia Tech soon.
Yeah. So my background is actually in social media marketing. So, me and my brother have our own marketing agency. We've been able to build up over 1 million followers on TikTok, through organic posting and content. We've been able to scale various different brands, like mobile apps, restaurants. I think TikTok and these other short form content platforms are insane because, you're getting organic drive to thousands of people, even millions of people just for free by posting. So, you know, we focus on that at Metaversity a lot, you know, teaching people that you can really build a business and a brand any day. Like internet money is real, and if you really put your mind to it, you can build a business in Web 2, Web 3, or anything. So that's one of our biggest focuses. That's where my background comes from. But I just think that Web 3 is the future. So, you know, we wanted to get in early, build, and just help people build as well.
Love it, man. Hey, so I mean, talking about the future, right? If you had to describe to our listeners, or again, let's talk about that cousin who knows nothing about the blockchain future. If you had to describe to them what Metaversity will be doing in 10 to 15 years, how would you describe that?
Yeah, so I mean, in 10 to 15 years, I think the biggest thing that we want to explain is we're creating a platform where you can tokenize everything. So everything you own can be traded and sold and bought in the educational aspect, right? I think that's the biggest thing that, you know, I always tell that story of um like to mostly to web 2 people. Like I feel like it makes the most sense where I'm like, okay, you want to buy a course, usually you'd spend like a couple hundred and that's the end of your couple hundred, right? But now with blockchain and asset tokenization, you can now buy that asset and now trade it to someone else and get a return on your investment. So I think that's the biggest way to explain it to people. With Metaversity and our 10 to 15 long term goals, I think the biggest thing that I really want to do is disrupt the educational space. So once we, you know, get build up this course platform to a really significant point, we have goals to, you know, build smart technology. I'm actually an electrical engineer right now, so I have background in that, and we want to build, you know, XR technology that can integrate with classrooms, so people can get more integrated immersive technology. I know VR is wonderful, but I just think VR headsets are super bulky and really in cost inefficient. And I think XR technology and integrating our current reality with virtual worlds is the wave. And that's something that we're really looking forward to right now and, you know, researching and developing for the future.
Beautiful, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, do you think Metaversity could become an accredited institution in the future?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
is
that
that one
would
of your
be.
goals?
Yeah, I think that that's not really one of our major goals. I think one of our initial goals right now is actually to partner with accredited institutions, such as we've actually we're in talks with professors from Stanford, UCLA, the University of Rochester in London. So our initial plans are actually to, you know, provide accredited education from them. I think when it comes to Metaversity itself, I think the future is kind of pointing toward actually the lack of college education or the absence and need of that. I think people are starting to realize that college education isn't always needed for everything. I do think if you want to become, you know, get into those spaces and occupations that require college education, I highly recommend it. You know, you can't really find education elsewhere. But I'd say for, you know, builders, content creators, entrepreneurs, there's an alternative university and education, and I think that's what Metaversity will become.
I like that. I would say look into Credly. It's
Hmm.
where institutions go, like where you can have your badge or something through them, and then it's like a hash or something to where you can put it onto your LinkedIn or wherever. So partnering with Credly, like, so people won't have to go above and beyond to go to like their user profile. They
Hmm.
can just post it on like their other platforms that they have that people use every day. So that may be a good look for you.
Nice, and that's Credly, like Credly.
Yeah. I use it for my ISC Square thing, and I just post it instantly to my LinkedIn or wherever I want it to. So that may be good.
Nice. Okay, definitely will check that out. Thank you for that.
Yeah, anytime. But like, I know you said you're looking to like partner with Stanford and UCLA. Which one would be like one that you would really like, an accredited institution for Metaversity?
Honestly, I think I'd probably, out of everyone, you know, keep it home at Georgia Tech. Get some Georgia Tech professors that are interested in blockchain. I've had the pleasure to speak with, blockchain and finance professors at Georgia Tech that are part of the blockchain club. Actually, Atlanta processes around like 60 to 70% of all financial transactions in the world. So I think, even though surprisingly Atlanta is not one of those names you think of when you think of blockchain and Web3, I think soon it will be. So definitely Georgia Tech, want to keep it at home.
Love it, man. Yo, I want to talk to you about being the CEO of a Web3 project. I'm sure a lot of innovation comes with that. Can you talk to us about any of the pressures or challenges that may come with that, or just overall what is it like to be a CEO of a Web3 project?
Yeah, for sure. I think when it comes to, I'd say probably the biggest pressures come from being both a student and a CEO or a founder of a startup. I think right now the biggest things are just, being able to handle school and also being able to support a community that loves Metaversity so much. And, also build a product and market that product at the same time. Actually, surprisingly, I'm just so into Web3. I was going to be working at Boeing as a hardware engineer, but I actually quit my job so I can go full time on that. So, uh, pretty, Web3 degen type of thing. But I think that was probably the biggest pressure, just actually going in and creating a product in such a uncertain market. We all love crypto, we all love Web3, but obviously it's such an early stage that it's a very risky thing to get into. I think, the biggest thing is just believing in myself when there's so many other people that don't believe in this technology and, promoting that to other people and explaining how this is the future and how people should get into it and at least learn about it. I think that's probably the biggest pressures I have. Um, Mainly, as a student, and then when it comes to the being a Web3 founder, just making people really understand it and, blocking out the haters, or at least trying to, understand their perspective and teach them.
Like, was it tough, like just going in there to Boeing and saying I'm done? You know, talk to it, like what I mean. That's a bold move, man, and I think you ultimately are gonna, you're gonna make it, and you made the right decision. But like, what was the feedback you got from family and friends? Everybody, talk to us about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think when it comes to family, I'm thankfully very blessed to have parents, that are also into entrepreneurship. So they wholeheartedly supported my decision. They said, um, do what you got to do, but make sure you still, have some security. So I'm still going to be building. I have a bunch of time to build. I've been building up a huge network of amazing connections, both in the US and internationally. So I think I'm really setting myself up for success. We've built up an amazing community. When it came to friends, I think my friends are there's two types of responses that I've gotten from friends. Like one that like it's an extremely bold move and that crypto is, either people saying, crypto is dead, Web3 is dead, or people saying this is a really risky space. Or, a lot of my friends, the close ones that are supportive of me, telling me, like, honestly, I think I've been able to actually inspire many of my friends by, quitting my job and doing something that I'm super passionate about. I think it's just both of those sides, hearing those sides, getting that constructive feedback, blocking out the people that aren't providing you any value or criticism. And yeah, just moving along like that.
No, I like it because you can't trust what everybody says, because a
Hmm.
lot of people use their own insecurities and put them off on you. Like, you can't do that. Okay, just because you quit your job and wanted to do a Ponzi scheme, don't make me like I'm not trying to do that.
Uh-huh.
So you gotta block that out. But switching gears, so how do you think Metaversity will best assist with on ramping new users into the space?
Yeah, I think we've already been able to do so, by in our Discord, we actually have a bunch of free education that anyone can check out, if they want. It's fully explaining how you can get into NFTs, how to set yourself up, what to look for in projects with crypto and just blockchain in general. So I think what Metaversity is really doing is I think what we want to do is provide that education there's definitely a lot of course platforms that already exist, on how teaching people how to onboard themselves to Web3. But I think what we're really trying to focus on is teaching people about Web3 and also really focusing on that entrepreneurial aspect on how you can build a business in Web3 and how you can really create a personal brand and how you can tailor your audiences through the blockchain and, just really connect with them. I think that's the biggest thing that we're doing. We do want to focus on onboarding people, but we want to focus on onboarding people and building businesses because I think if we provide that technology and that education on how to innovate, that innovation itself is going to onboard people.
Yeah, I think that's like that. All of that is great because you do see people every day that teach you how to do businesses or whatever, but it's never anything dealing with the blockchain. So
Hmm.
it's great that you're doing that. Really niche, and I hope to see you all thrive.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting.
So what we're going to move on to is the next portion of our neighborhood talk, and it's called Cap or Fact. So it's basically I ask you a series of questions, and you respond either cap or fact, and your reasoning as to why. Um,
I love that.
so so the first one is Web3 is self-explanatory. Cap or fact?
Uh, Definitely cap. I
I
think
agree.
right now it's definitely not. I think Web3 is self-explanatory in the sense that it's the step up from Web2.
Hmm.
But I think it's definitely not self-explanatory in the fact that there's so many nuances to blockchain and there's so much innovation that it would be kind of I guess disrespectful in a sense to just, sum it all up into one self-explanatory word of Web3.
Yeah, it's not a one sentence thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next cap of fact for you, Harsh, is Web 3.0 gaming will revolutionize the gaming industry. Cap of fact.
100% facts. There is no question about it. Because I feel like there's such an incentive of people to play on games all day long right now without any monetary incentive, but rather just enjoyment and immersion and being able to connect with friends that when you add that monetary aspect of creating in-game economies where you can trade assets, trade weapons, trade skins, trade whatever you want and just create embedded local marketplace, I think that's insane and I think that's game changing. With the Fortnite example, we're already saying that happens, but it's just the fact of actually putting that on chain and just automating that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you jog my thoughts of around what we're doing here at Neighborhood Tales and our whole concept of play to earn. Three different modes. You know what I mean? One of them is build mode, where you can build, an ecosystem and thrive, right? Have your own businesses. You can, and then you think about road mode that we have, right? So essentially, where those same businesses could be, taken advantage of, and and really just you got to protect it, right? So I mean, so many different aspects to
Yeah, you can get
in-game mode
robbed in the
economy.
metaverse.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it happens
just
now,
like
right?
you take, just like your stuff get taken after you got capped on Fortnite. Hate it. But the last cap or fact question is so I had looked on your page and I see that you're a dancer.
Uh-huh.
So it's like cap or fact, you can beat JD in a dance off.
Ah, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to find.
Bro, I'm gonna say facts, bro. Just say facts, bro. Just
Yeah,
say
just say
facts.
facts.
All right, I'll humbly say facts.
Yeah, yeah. I'll second that, bro. I cannot dance, bro. So, yeah.
So I would definitely like to thank you for coming out. I really enjoyed talking with you. You're very well rounded in the Web3 space and what you believe in, hardworking. It's amazing. So I just want to know, do you have any final words for our listeners? How can we reach you?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me on here. I think we had a wonderful chat. It also opened my eyes to, thinking about some of those things that, how can I actually explain these things to Web2 people? I think those were really good questions. And for anyone else that's on here that, wants to get involved with Metaversity, I think yeah, our account, well, our amazing project manager, Mining Monkey, is on here. And you can check out our Twitter We have all of our links on there. And if you want, some free education so you can really get into Web3 and learn about it yourself, we have some free education in our Discord. And yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. And I will definitely talk soon. I'll hit y'all up after this, and we could see if we can collaborate in other ways too.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
Definitely
Okay.
amazing, man. Yeah, we look forward to the collaborations, Harsha. There you have it. Neighborhood Talk audience. We have Harsha, CEO of Metaversity, joining us. From what I believe and from what I understand, is the last episode of the year for us, unless our founder sneaks one in on this Mocha last minute.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely a pleasure to have you here on our show here at Neighborhood Talk, man. But y'all know how we get down. We go by the newest, the latest, and the soon to be most influential. So that means we do the newest and latest things. We're giving away $100,000 in cash prizes. To qualify, all you need to do is be a part of our Discord. Head over to NH our link in the bio, the link in our bio takes you right to our Discord to qualify. I mean, we keep it pretty linear. Mocha, I know you can second that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to miss the exclusive drops and all the latest information about neighborhood sales. Hey, y'all, that's it from me. Mocha, it's been a hell of a year. I'm just gonna say that, right? You know, we worked hard, we grinded, and it's just been a pleasure working this space with you personally and all of the guests. 21 episodes we've done this year. So, man, it's been a huge, huge, huge opportunity to work with you. Y'all can find me, myself, everywhere at JD Jones. And that's it for me, y'all.
All right. So, again, listeners, I would like to thank you all for coming out for episode 21 of Neighborhood Talks. And again, you can find us at NH on Twitter. And I swear we on every other platform. You cannot get rid of us. We on Neighborhood Tales on IG, TikTok, Discord, LinkedIn, Facebook. And you can catch all of our recordings of the Neighborhood Talks on our YouTube channel. And you can also find me on Twitter and IG at Mocca on the Block. It's been a pleasure, y'all. And until next time.
Peace.
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day.